A new restaurant will open up soon in downtown.
That's right. Tolon is set to open soon using local ingredients in season. But long before that, owner and chef Matthew Nolot is already making international headlines for his creation. So good morning. Thanks for joining us this morning, Chef.
Pleasure's mine.
First things first, I have to mention that the restaurant Tolon is actually your last name spelled backwards.
Correct.
Right?
Correct.
And let's also talk a little bit about the award. So you won the Prince Edward Island International Shellfish Festival, try to say that 3 times fast, last month. And you've been competing against
2 years in a row.
2 years in a row, too.
Yes.
You've been competing against a lot of other restaurants and businesses in New England. What's the key to your success?
I think it's by my raising in the Midwest, because I approach shellfish in a totally different way and aspect and mentality than I think a lot of the guys that are coming from the East Coast and the West Coast think of it. So I try to put a little bit of a Midwest spin on top of it.
I actually spoke to you right after you'd won it, I think the weekend after. I could hear it in your voice. You were on cloud 9. What was it like winning, I mean, against all these guys who grew up around seafood?
Oh, it's amazing. It really was amazing, because I went up against a very talented group of guys. There was one from Estonia, from China, all over Canada, one from New England. So it's just, I was on like you said, cloud 9 for I still am. I still am.
So we have something, it smells amazing, and this is going to be featured, one of the dishes on your menu at your new restaurant, right?
Yes.
What are we making here today?
I was going to do duck breast with cassoulet, so a little bit of a French, a little bit of a modern take on a French dish. So.
Ooh. All right.
So
first
what kind of
things
ingredients
first.
do we
What
have
do we
here?
have here?
Right here we have a locally raised and a farm-raised duck.
Oh, okay.
So we're going
look
to take
at
a
that
little
pepper.
salt.
I like that little
a little
doodad.
salt, little pepper. We'll start off on a medium-low pan.
Okay.
And just kind of push this in there.
Ooh.
And then we want to start on a low pan or a low heat, just so that we render the duck fat or the fat out of the duck skin.
Okay.
Because a lot of people think that duck's going to be greasy, and so this is the way to cook it, is that you want to start in a low skillet and gently bring the heat up so that as it cooks, it starts to render the fat out of the duck, and it renders the skin real nice and crispy.
And you didn't put a lot of seasoning on there, would you say?
Just a little salt, a little
stick
pepper.
to the basics, yeah.
And I'm going to leave the pan dry, just because you don't need any more fat, because it's going to produce its own as it starts to cook, as it starts to cook down. So.
Wonderful.
And it looks like you put a little bit of a glazing on this. This is it when it's finished, or another dish?
So actually, magic of television. You know, this is what
this is it done. Takes a little while to cook.
This is it done. So we're going to. I'm going to actually make a little bit of a garnish for the duck.
Okay.
A little bit of olive oil, and then we're going to sweat a little bit of shallots, celery, and carrots, and some vegetable oil, or a little bit of olive oil. I got a little dried chili in there too, because that's always good, right?
Oh,
Turn the heat up on this a little bit. Season
And
this
if
with a
you
little
see
salt.
I have to point out your
Little
tattoos real
pepper.
fast, too.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
Fork and spoon and
yeah,
knife.
so I cook with this hand and I eat with this hand.
Oh, there you go.
I love it.
So you
And a
have
little
to
bit
have
of background, too, on you with your experiences. You used to be the executive chef at Eddie Merlot's for about 9 years.
About
You're
9
from
years,
Fort
yeah.
Wayne, so really excited for some of these dishes you're going to have at your restaurant, especially the fact that it's all local.
Yeah, mostly all the protein, or not say mostly, but all the proteins are about a 2-hour drive from Fort Wayne. Produce, the dairy, a lot of the cheeses we're featuring are even within the 3 to 4 hour drive of Fort Wayne. Some of the produce, the farthest away we're going for produce is about a 4-hour drive. So we've actually gotten a really good response from everybody, and especially from farmers and from customers. So we look forward to bringing this to Fort Wayne. So.
It's set to open in just a couple weeks, right?
Yes, we're finishing up our hiring right now. We're hoping to start training a little after Thanksgiving and then open right after that.
Okay,
Very
wonderful.
great.
Good luck to you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for coming in. And Tolon is expected to be open in about a month. They're located on South Harrison Street. We'll be right back.